Hello everyone, welcome to History 105 Online. I'm Professor Hasselman, and this is the first week of our online course. Now the course began today, January the 9th, and I'm going to walk you through a couple things that are important for you to do this first week before we actually get started in the rest of the course. Now this course this week, the first week, is going to be mostly introductory. We're going to be talking about some stuff that in the general online courses that we take here at MJC, you're going to be reading through the course syllabus, looking at some of the rules and some of the advising tips that you can get and who to contact in case you need information. And then we're also going to be talking about some of the introductory material in this course, especially how to read and think like a historian and how to kind of get oriented in the semester. Now, one of the things that's important in a course like this is to be successful. And one way to be successful is to get some reading and some tips on how to be successful in college in general. So this first week is going to introduce you to some tips on reading history and understanding historical sources, as well as reading a textbook in general, managing your time, and studying for exams and quizzes. So this course, History 105, is a course that is designed to introduce you to Western civilization, or in more particular in terms of history of Europe and Western Europe during this time period, which this course will focus mostly on. Now, in your syllabus, it tells you there's two books that you need to purchase. Now, they're up here on the screen. Lynn Hunt's The Making of the West, Volume 2, 5th edition is the one you want to get. And Niall Ferguson's Civilization, the West and the Rest. Now, this is a monograph, meaning a book written only by Niall Ferguson, not a group of textbook editors and authors like our textbook is. And I also recommend a book by Jules R. Benjamin called A Student's Guide to History. Now, I'll be sharing information with you during the course of the semester on tips on writing and how to put papers together and how to do some research for different assignments. But if you're interested and if you're a history major, I definitely recommend this book to you. Now, a couple things about the layout of the course. This section on the left here shows you the main things that are available in our course. And our syllabus, and I can just click on that to show you. If you click on the syllabus here, it'll take you to, excuse me, a link to the course syllabus, which looks like this. Now, I've included in the course syllabus this section, which includes our textbook and all the information you need to know. I've included in the course syllabus this section in Canvas here on the most often used tools during the course, what they do and why you should check on them and why you should use them during the course. So make sure you read through that and understand how it is you're going to be using Canvas. Now, this week, if you click on modules, it shows you all the stuff that we're going to be doing in class this week. So you should click on the Start Here module and finish all the material in here, including information about myself, how to contact me, your course syllabus, course learning outcomes, and materials that you'll need for the course, how to contact me, what my grading policy is, what the policy is for participation, how to reach student support services, and then finally the contract. This is the agreement between you, the college, and myself on how you will participate in this online course. Now, week one, as I mentioned, is mostly broken up into introductory material. We have our introduction on why we study history, what does it mean to read and think like a historian, and you're going to be learning 4 very important historical skills in this class: chronological reasoning, comparison and contextualization, crafting a historical argument from historical evidence, and finally, historical interpretation and synthesis. We're also going to be talking about during this week on what SMART goals are. These are goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. And you can read through the reading on what those goals are. And you're also going to be introducing yourself and your success strategy, what you're going to be doing over the course of the semester that will show how you're going to be successful. Now, aside from this, there's also some content on success strategies in general, including how to manage your time, how to read and how to learn, and reading to learn, and finally studying. Now these are all chapters taken from a college experience textbook. And for each chapter, you'll have a series of questions to answer and quizzes. There's 3 quizzes, 10 points each. And then finally, a discussion on success strategies in general with some prompts for you to answer. So let's take a look at some of these. So for your introductory discussion, and you can do this first or second, you're going to be discussing, introducing yourself to the class, and some students have already done so here, telling us a little bit about yourself, things you like to do, places you like to visit, family life, etc. And aside from the I'm taking the class because it's a requirement, tell me why you're interested in taking this course and what you found interesting in another history course you may have taken. What are some actions that new students should do in their first week? You can share some of the stuff you write in the other discussion, or you can be just specific to what you've done in the course. And number 4, if you were given $1 million, what would you do with it? So this is part of that discussion. Now, the rules for the discussion: your initial post must be between 250 to 300 words and use correct grammar and spelling. And then once you finish that, you need to respond to classmates, and responses must be between 50 and 75 words. So that's your first discussion. Your second discussion, which can also be found in the discussion section of the course, is success strategies in general. So if you click on the success strategies discussion, and some people have already responded to this, you're going to have 3 prompts to respond to. One for the chapter on time management, one for the chapter on reading to learn, and one on the chapter of studying. Now, these are all very important skills to learn in this class, and it's very important for you to kind of discuss them with one another to see if you understand them, and maybe share some ideas on how to be successful in this class. Now, aside from that, your quizzes are also due by the end of this week. And these are quizzes specifically on those reading chapters. Now, if you haven't picked out your your textbook yet, or your textbook should be available in the bookstore. But if you haven't picked up your Civilization, the West, and the Rest book, I put the first introduction and preface of Ferguson's book online for you to read. So if you click on that, you can view it online. Now, there are 3 lectures that you'll be watching during this first week of course. The Importance of the West, Geography as Destiny, and Culture as Destiny. And these are 3 lectures that are going to kind of put the Europe in context and put history in context for why we're studying the West in this class in particular. Now, if you have any questions about your grades, you can click on the grades icon, and it'll show you all the assignments that are due, when they're due, what your score is, and what you got, and then your grade here at the bottom. Now, one of the kind of fun things to do here, one of the things to remember is the grades are weighted. And if you have questions about that, you can discuss it with one another, or you can ask me. But one of the things that you can do in Canvas, which is kind of interesting, is you can put in scores. Like, let's say you wanted to see what you got if you got these scores on certain things, and you can put these scores in, and it can give you a grade. So if you're one of those students that maybe has trouble turning in assignments, or is the kind of student that really wants to know whether or not you can, or you want to know if you're going to get what you need to get on a test to get a certain grade in the class, here's where you can do this. And you can always delete them, and you can put in whatever scores you want here, which is kind of an interesting way to play around with the grades. So feel free to do that. Now, if you want to contact one another, you can click on the People section. And if you have any questions in terms of research or writing up papers, you can always click on the Library and Learning Center. So I look forward to meeting everyone over the course of the semester, and I look forward to reading your introductory posts. And I look forward to working with you and teaching you about Western civilization and why Europe, especially Western Europe, is what it is today.